Is it inappropriate if I light something up? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jean if you haven't been here before, and if you're starting with this video, it's quite the intro. I'm assuming most people that are clicking on this video have been watching my videos for a long time or feel super connected to me, and I hope so because this is gonna get a little vulnerable. This video is kind of just like putting me back on the track of posting again. I have been MIA from my channel for a while. It's definitely not the first time that this has happened. I am just somebody who lets real life emotions and things take me away from the internet. It's really hard for me to be authentic and be myself, but also keep privacy and try to control my mental health with also posting online. It may not make sense for a lot of you, but I think a lot of you understand regardless. Sounds of the city. Basically, I can just never turn on my camera and like act all happy and smiley when that's not the case. And let me tell you, this past year has been one of the hardest years of my entire life. Actually, probably the hardest year of my entire life, especially as an adult. I feel like hard times when you're younger and when you're still a teenager are just not the same when you're actually an adult, especially living on your own by yourself, and life just keeps throwing you curveballs, keeps knocking you down over and over and over again until you think you can't get knocked down any further. But somehow you still get up, and somehow I am still here, and I am so grateful, you guys, for all the amazing and beautiful things I have in my life, even just where I live, the setting behind me. I am truly so grateful for so many beautiful and amazing things in my life, and it's easy to look past those things when really hard stuff is happening. So I want to start with that I am very grateful for the life that I live, for this YouTube channel that I have, for the things that I've built along the way by myself, for my apartment, for my friends and family who have been there for me throughout all of this. Obviously, this video is going to be a life update and Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday evening, and I just felt in the mood to film. I felt ready, and I was like, you know what? I just need to sit down and do it. I got home from Pilates. I put a little bit of makeup on, and I poured myself this little collagen tea. This is from Trader Joe's. It's something new I've never tried before. It's the Aura collagen tea. I'll pop it on the screen if you want to try it. It's a berry ginger. It's pretty good. Helps me feel something in a cute little wine glass, but it's like a healthy little drink. It's actually really good. This is like my type of flavor. A little zing of the ginger and sweetness. It's delicious. I guess we'll start with the life updates, just like a little rundown, and then we can get into some of the questions that go more into detail about specific things, and just like some fun, easy, lighthearted questions. I always love when you guys ask me the obvious things, and then also just like fun little questions to kind of learn something about me that you haven't already, or I don't know, just like happy conversation. It is mid-September. About exactly a year ago, I got out of a really long-term relationship, almost close to 4 years. It felt even longer than that because we've known each other for so long, since we were really young, since we were teenagers, and we were always very close friends. We're not going to get into that, but that situation kind of, you know, kick-started this year of misfortunate events. That was really, really difficult for me, and it was also such a blessing because I was able to change a lot of things in my life and just kind of move forward with myself and my own goals after I made a big decision to end that relationship. So shortly after that, hence living alone in the same apartment that I once lived with a significant other, I needed money to pay my bills. And I couldn't rely solely on my YouTube channel or my social media platforms that I have been doing full-time for close to 5 years. Overall, like 8 years, but full-time, whatever that means, like a good 5 years. and it wasn't cutting it anymore because I wasn't as consistent. The industry has changed, and bottom line, I just wasn't making the amount of money that I used to be making, and I wouldn't be able to afford to live here. It's still actually a struggle every day. I don't make millions of dollars, you guys. As much as it may seem I make like a lot of money, it's still a struggle, especially in the world we live in today, you guys. Things are so expensive, and I like to be independent. I like to live alone. I like to be in the city. I'm choosing all of these things. Basically, I just needed a secondary income or another form of income that was more consistent. I have many streams of income as far as socials go, doing modeling gigs, doing makeup clients, which I've picked up on more of that recently. Also little side like nannying, just random little things where I can make some money, but none of my streams of income were consistent. It was random brand deals that I would get. My YouTube AdSense, which is pretty low when I'm not posting, obviously. If I post, I make money. If I'm not posting, I don't make money. So when I go MIA for a couple weeks, months at a time, that means I'm not making any money. I'm trying to keep this very concise, but you guys know I'm a detailed person. I can't help but tell you guys details so things all make sense, because that's how my brain works. But I just wanted a job, a regular job, where I got a paycheck every 2 weeks and I can rely on that. And also just something that made me step out of my comfort zone and just really put myself out there. And that was really like the best thing about getting out of my past relationship, is it forced me. I had no other choice but to put myself out there as far as other job opportunities and as far as meeting other people and like dating for the first time as an adult, which was really scary, and I don't even know how I did it, but I literally forced myself. If I went back in time, I feel like I would just shut down from the world and not do any of the things that I did. So the girl after my breakup, I don't know her because she was doing crazy things all by herself, just like doing it. I think I've told you a few of these things in vlogs and like random videos recently, but to be honest, I have the worst memory, and none of it was like super descriptive, like a sit down video like this. That's why I wanted to do this true sit down video. But I did get an amazing job that I love so much, and it's just fun and exciting, and it kind of combines everything that I love. I was scrolling on Instagram just like every other day, and I saw a post from one of my favorite Detroit makeup lines that I have been following and supporting and just like a part of their journey for a long time. I actually did a few paid sponsorships on my channels with them like years ago. I think it was like 2017. That's the Lip Bar. If you guys don't know, you need to check them out. They are incredible. The founder is from Detroit. It's Black owned, woman owned, a vegan, cruelty free, non-toxic beauty brand, and they are just so amazing. They've been in business for over 11 years now, and they've just had such an amazing journey. Melissa Butler is the CEO, and she has incredible podcasts and different interviews. She's one of the most inspiring women, and I've just been following her story for so long. So when I saw that they were hiring for a social media position, I was like, makeup, Detroit, beauty, social media, like, could it be more perfect? I had my first like official like interview. I was so nervous for it, and I have been working with them for over 7 months now. So I got hired right about in the new year in January to kind of kickstart running their social media page for the Detroit flagship store. So you guys should follow them if you want to hang out. And it's a super fun, exciting position. One, because I get to work in the store, so I actually have coworkers. I have this sense of like going to a real job and being around beauty and makeup and helping customers with that sort of thing all the time in the city. Like, it gives me a little bit more self-worth having a job outside of all my own little things that I have done. Although I love all this stuff, it does get very like self-consuming and lonely and difficult at times. Long story short, that is my secondary job now, and it's super fun because I work in store and then I also do remote hours working on socials and things like that. So it is a very exciting company to be a part of, and you guys should check them out. I've also taken on my mom's account. If you didn't know, she has a boutique in Rochester, and I've taken on her Instagram page too as a social media manager to basically run their Instagram pages for them. Each little position looks different, and again, it still kind of contributes to this entrepreneurship spirit that I have. They're all the same thing, but in a different way. and it keeps things exciting. It still allows me to be my own boss and have a lot of flexible time, but also gives me more of that consistent money coming in that I was hoping for. And luckily, I set all of those things up early on in the year in January, because the months after that only got harder and harder, and doing my job on the internet became like so freaking hard, you guys. And we're not going to get into crazy details about the next things that happened in my life, and that is still something I have to struggle with and affects me every day. Okay, we're not going to cry, but thank God that I did put myself out there and change some things in my life that I needed to at the time, because I don't even know what month it was, like February. I'm gonna just run through a quick kind of timeline of everything that happened, that I just want to like fill you guys in on. None of this is to like make you guys feel bad for me or to like defend myself from being gone, but I just want to like let you guys know what's up and know that I have a real life outside of the internet, and things aren't always perfect, and I usually just don't feel comfortable or can't talk about them in real time or in true detail, because they involve other people in my life, and I just want to keep things private. But I also think it gets confusing when I am in and out of my channel and I feel disconnected from you guys. And at the end of the day, I always want to put my most authentic self online for you guys, because that's how I am. That's what I want to do, and I think that's something you guys appreciate about my channel. And I know I've said this before too, but it is difficult when you started a YouTube channel at 16 and, you know, you're just like, la la la, my life was so beautiful then. I wasn't dealing with anything too crazy, or I was just like delusional because I was a teenager. January, started my new job. I was trying to make big moves for myself, kind of just change my work life and trying to set myself up for more success, living on my own, kind of starting this like new phase of life. Mid-January, I got in a bad car accident and completely totaled my car. I'll throw a picture on the screen. I think I already showed this in some video, maybe it was a vlog or something. But that was like the first major car accident I ever been in. It was very scary. I was okay. I wasn't injured at all. Just like my body went into shock and I was super sore for the next few days, and mostly just dealing with like mental trauma after that a little bit. So I was without a car for a while. Sorry, my light over here. I have the beautiful fireplace on my computer. That's setting the vibe. Then in February, my dad was sick and went into the hospital. I'm not going to get into details about everything, but that kind of like rocked my world when it happened. He was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks, or over 2 weeks, with something pretty serious that has been a struggle for a long time, and something that does affect me and my family. Then he got out of the hospital. He was doing better. There's like some transitional things that we had to figure out. Me and my oldest brother, I think, really my oldest brother took care of a lot of things. And my mom was there by our side as well. I have this like timeline of things that happened this year just to like remember, because I have bad memory. And my next thing on the list, in March, I went to the John Mayer concert, but my dad wasn't allowed to come with me because he was still sick, and that's like kind of our thing, to go to John Mayer. So I brought someone else with me, which we'll get into, but that's like a random little thing. It was like an exciting little moment because John Mayer is like my ride or die, one of my favorite artists of all time. But it was just kind of like harder not having my dad with me there, as that was something like we planned to go to together. Then in April, I got a call when I was like, I remember it so vividly, and again, I don't want to get into too much detail just for privacy reasons, but I was going into the gym. I was like kind of on my grind, still just trying to like focus on myself, really like do everything I could to make myself be the best version. I got a call that my dad's house was on fire. I couldn't get a hold of him, and I was getting a call from like a neighbor. Nobody knew where he was. I live about 30 minutes away from my dad's house, so I kind of like panicked, didn't know what to do. Ended up getting in the car, going straight there, and my dad's house completely burned to the ground, the whole thing. In the process, we lost our cat Mo, who was actually, I was babysitting her for a while my dad was in the hospital. She was in a few videos when she was here, and I was taking care of her. We lost her in the fire. I'm not sure what happened to her. We're not sure if she got out or if she was in there. There's no like clear answer on that. My dad was safe, he wasn't home. And before that, actually, we had to put down my dad's dog, the little Chihuahua. I think she was in quite a few vlogs too, if you guys have followed a lot of this stuff. So we put her down actually before the fire. She was just not doing very well, and without my dad's care, it was too hard for us to take care of both those animals with our crazy lives we had going on in my family. So we decided to put her down. She was like 13 or 14, and again, just not healthy, so the vet recommended that. So lost both pets within a span of just a few weeks. Only a few weeks after the fire, my dad went back into the hospital after an even like worse emergency situation. It just like started all over again. It just like felt never ending and felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, and we didn't know what to do or what was going to happen. We were all just trying our best to like stay positive, and also like at this time, you guys, still I'm still trying to figure out my own shit. Trying to learn the ways of living alone still, and being with somebody new, meeting someone new at the time too. It's just like a lot of different things to control and, I don't know, find the boundaries in my own life that were going on, and like, yeah. So the fire was in May, like around my birthday-ish. Or no, not the fire. My dad went back into the hospital like right around my birthday time in May. And then in June, my grandfather passed away, my mom's dad. He lived such a beautiful, long life, but he was struggling with dementia and Alzheimer's for a couple years, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. He was in a beautiful facility to take care of him, and we spent as much time with him as possible before he passed. But that was just another obviously big loss in the family, and something that's not easy. So that was July, and he actually passed right when my mom left for her big trip to Italy. She saw him the day before, and then he passed while she was on the way to Italy, which was kind of just like weird timing. They always say sometimes they hold out to see someone one last time or kind of know what's happening, and I think that was really hard on my mom, being away after a big loss like that. Yeah, that's kind of like the life updates as far as the timeline goes, and just really difficult things that just like all kind of snowballed over and over and over again. It was impossible for me to pick up my camera, and actually I think I was vlogging a few times during that. I have one really big long Botox vlog that I'm gonna be posting soon, and that was a birthday gift from my mom, so that was all filmed like in May actually. So that will be coming to my channel soon. I know it's just very delayed, but I have a ton of footage from it, and I was just like putting on a face for the camera because it was about something specific, getting Botox for the first time, so it was kind of easy for me to stay focused on what the vlog was about. So stay tuned for that, just because I think that's like a fun thing to see. I know you guys always like when I share, you know, getting lip filler, getting a tattoo, or getting piercings, things like that, where you want a little details or information or like a real life experience. If you're thinking about getting that done, or if you're just curious, especially if you live in the area, if you want to go to the same person as me or whatever. So I did vlog that whole journey. Okay, I think we're gonna dive into the questions. I've already been filming for like 30 minutes, so hopefully I can cut this down. And again, I'm not filming this for you guys to like feel bad for me, more so just to like understand and know that we all go through so much shit in our lives, and that's just a part of it. So I want to share the ups and downs with you guys as much as I can. And I'm sure you guys have gone through really difficult things this year too, so you're not alone. And I guess let's get into some of these questions because I think they will be more fun and exciting and also give some context to everything that I just shared with you guys as well. For this Q&A portion, is it inappropriate if I light something up? I don't even know. Is this against YouTube rules? I don't even know. Should we just risk it? First of all, look at my new cute ashtray. I got this from Urban Outfitters. It's a little angel, little pink angel. It's a true like ashtray. I've never had like a nice big one like this. And I thought she was cute. So she's on my desk with the goodies already ready to go. Let's light this up and we will get into the questions. Ease the stress a little bit. Okay, it's legal in Michigan, so I'm allowed to do it. Let's get into these questions. Sammy asked, how have you been? Like, genuinely. Life is chaotic and we don't ask that enough. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have like a smoke effect going on. We don't need all that. But I've been doing very good with all of the things I definitely still have to work through deep down. But day to day and where my family is now and everything, there's definitely more of a light that has been shining through and everyone is doing much better. My dad is healthy and he has a new home now. I think we've made more peace with my grandpa being away and just kind of focusing on that family time, which has been really important. I've been spending a lot of time with my mom and just doing fun things with her and work things with her, and I think it's been really beneficial for me, so I have been good. I'm also in a new wonderful relationship that's just very sweet and something that I think came into my life at a time where I don't know what I would have done without this person. So genuinely I am doing really good, and I think that's hence me even being on YouTube and talking to you guys right now. You know, I only really show face on YouTube and on my socials when I am truly doing well. Not all the time. Sometimes there is a little, you know, smoke and mirrors, but usually if I'm sitting down here voluntarily, it's because I am doing better or well enough to at least talk to you guys, even though it's still vulnerable and still hard. At the end of the day, I'm just a big emotional baby. I'm so emotional, you guys, that I take everything so deeply. I feel like some people on the internet just don't care about anything, and they're probably made for this a lot better than I am, but that's just how I am. So I'm doing good. I want to know how you guys are doing as well, so please comment down below how you guys have been doing, how you've been feeling just like in this moment. Will you still be doing YouTube? Yes, ma'am, here we are. How do you like to spend your free time outside of social media and your work? This is definitely hard because I feel like a lot of the things that I love and all of my work things all have something to do with social media at some point or another. Even when I'm not like doing social media, I love taking content naturally. I'm just always taking pictures and capturing beautiful things in my life because that's just something naturally in me that I love to do. Whether I'm posting it or not, it always feels like social media is on my mind, and that's kind of just because it's all I know. Totally outside of that, you guys know I love to explore new things, like doing new fun experiences, concerts and sporting events, and just like being out in the world, being in the city, new restaurants and date nights. And of course, a lot of the times with this crazy social media world, I just need to like chill and take a step back. So I love to put my phone down and put all like distractions down and not look at them at all and just relax, either cooking. You guys know I love to cook. That's definitely like my happy place, is being in the kitchen, cooking and baking, and being with my boyfriend, just hanging out, watching a new show or a movie. He's been getting me into lots of movies and shows that I've never watched because I really don't watch stuff like that. I mainly watch YouTube, which I think is still a form of social media because it's like real life. So it's nice to kind of escape into these other worlds and just like take a chill pill and relax and be lazy on the couch. And yeah, that's kind of what I do on days that I'm not working, but I feel like I'm working all the time. So do you plan on staying at your current apartment or Detroit in general long term, or would you like to move somewhere else? So I actually just re-signed on my apartment here. This is my 3rd year staying in this space. One, because I'm really, really lucky with the unit that I have, you guys. I love my building. I love my apartment. I'm really settled in here. It's very homey to me. I know I've talked about this before, but this is the most at home I have felt since I was a kid. Since my parents divorced and just moving all the time, I haven't had a home for this long, staying in one place since I was like 15. So going on year 3 here is exciting, and I want to like kind of switch things up around here, do a few home improvement projects, and just kind of like enjoy this year. I don't have any plans to do anything else next year or to move or whatever that may be. I'm just kind of taking it day by day, but as of now, I'm staying here and just enjoying Detroit. I love Detroit so much. I could stay here forever, but I also could see myself moving somewhere random next year. Who really knows? But as of right now, yeah, I'm loving being here. I'm loving being close to family still. All my family's in Michigan, and this is just home to me. Ooh, any fall season fashion or makeup trends you're really looking forward to? I don't know why I said that weird. Looking forward to? One of the makeup trends that's been on my mind and just kind of, I've been inspired by it, I haven't done it exactly yet, is the, what is it called? Oh my gosh. The unapproachable makeup trend, which is basically just like a really smoky black winged kind of like hot girl makeup, and I've really been into that. I've been loving my kind of like eyeshadow wing, which I'll do a whole video on this if you guys want to know like the kind of makeup that I'm talking about. But I want to follow the actual tutorial like to a T, and I don't know, it's just like really sexy and sultry, and I think it's perfect for the fall time, but it's still like very clean and not a lot of face makeup, just like really focused on the eyes being sultry, and I think that's really cute. Any more merch in the future? I don't think so. As of right now, it's definitely not in the plans, but I appreciate you asking. This is a good one, and they put all caps, please answer, so I have to answer. Tips for feeling guilty after ending a relationship. I have definitely struggled with this, although the ending of my long-term relationship was like technically mutual. It was going downhill whether I made the decision or not, and ultimately I made the decision to end it because it was going on for too long, or it was unhealthy for the both of us, and I know we both knew that. It doesn't make it any easier, and it was definitely one of the most difficult situations ever to like truly put that relationship to an end. And I think the best way to not feel guilty is just reminding yourself that it was for the best of both of you, and even if it was maybe more beneficial for you, at the end of the day you have to put yourself first in any situation in life. If nobody's putting themselves first, they're never going to be able to be the best person for everybody else in their life. I don't think you should feel guilty, and you made the decision for a reason, as long as you are happier and understand why. But it was probably for the best of both of you if it wasn't a healthy relationship, and that's what I try to remind myself. And there's been a few times where I would check in with this person or from a friend of a friend, just make sure they're doing okay and nothing like too much, so we still have our boundaries. But I think that is important too. If you're worried about the other person, that can be difficult. And at the very least, if it's better for you and you're happy and you know, have a better vision of your future, I think that's really important. When you lose sight of what's ahead of you, I think that's a dangerous place to be in. And once I saw more for my future ahead of me, I knew I made the right decision. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Okay, somebody asked, are you more bonded with the orange cat? This is so funny because my little brother is constantly texting me, you love Pickles more, like you only post about Pickles, like you hate Olive, whatever. If you don't know, Pickles is my orange cat, and Olive is my little girl. I got Olive first in 2020. She's about to be 4, actually. I'm talking about them like they're my real life children, but they are. Then I got Pickles shortly after. He just turned 3 in July. Olive is basically a year older than Pickles. She is my sassy, social, I call her a Sour Patch Kid because she is sour, sweet, gone. If I have like 25 people, a big party here, Olive is on top of everybody, running around and living her best life. She's crazy, but she's also so sassy where she'll like act like she doesn't want you to pet her, or like just run away from you and then cuddle with you. She definitely likes the boys. She's a boys girl. She hung out with a lot of boys while I raised her up at Michigan State and things like that, so it is really funny that she just like, whenever there is a guy here, That sounds like I'm having like different guys over all the time. It's not what I mean. My boyfriend is here. Obviously, she loves him. She like will lay on him immediately and cuddle and be all cozy, but she's not like that with me. Where Pickles is my scaredy cat boy. He was like, and both of these personality traits for them, like they were born this way. They were like this from the first day I got them. Pickles is a scaredy cat. He's so scared, so afraid of everything. It took me a long time to even warm up to him when I first got him. And I was like worried that he was always just gonna hide away and be this like scared cat. If you haven't been on my channel forever and ever, I had a childhood cat, Harry, who is an orange and white cat, and there's just something different about orange males, and especially having like whatever cat is your first cat, I feel like you have an extra bond with them. So once I had Olive, I was like, I'm still missing something. I need an orange boy back in my life. So that's why I got Pickles. I never even thought I would have two cats at the same time. Oops, lighting. But here we are now. And Pickles, my orange boy cat, is my cuddle little lover boy. Yes, he's a scaredy cat. If I have anybody over, he is hiding until he like really knows them. It takes a while. So with my boyfriend, of course, he loves him so much. But if it's anybody else or someone who's not over all the time or a group of people, Pickles is nowhere to be found. But with Mama, he follows me around everywhere. He'll sit on my lap while I'm going to the bathroom. Doesn't leave me alone. Lays under the covers and cuddles with me. He also loves the camera. So a lot of the times you're seeing Pickles more because he loves to pose for the camera. He's always next to me. He's very easy to photograph. While Olive is just Mrs. Sassy. She's running around, being her crazy self, and yeah, it's so like interesting how they're so different, but they definitely like love each other too. They play fight and go crazy together, but they also cuddle, clean each other, and they're just like the best ever. I love having them, and having two cats is so much fun. So okay, lots of people are saying new man, how did you and Bae meet? Who's the new boy? Let's meet him. Are you dating again? This whole topic. So I have kept this very private for a while now, for just like obvious reasons. I've just wanted to keep this relationship more private after having my past long-term relationship not like super public online, but like you guys definitely knew about him. I showed him in vlogs, he was in videos, he was posted on my Instagram, you know, things like that. So I just wanted to do this one a little bit differently, and I didn't know how it was gonna go. Like I said in the beginning, when I was just really putting myself out there, like as a fresh new single adult woman for the first time in my life, pretty quickly after my breakup, I just started like going on random dates just to like get into it, so I felt comfortable with doing it. I had no intentions of like getting into another relationship or starting anything serious actually at all. I was just trying to put myself out there, have some fun, understand what it feels like to go like out on a date with a man. And most of the people that I went on dates with like in the beginning were people I already knew or like kind of heard of or kind of met before. So it was just more like friendly little dates, hanging out with new people and just kind of like gaining my single girl confidence, I guess. It was honestly really fun. Like I didn't go through anything too hard or crazy because I feel like I just didn't put a lot of pressure on it. I may have hurt some people along the way a little bit, like just awkward little things where you don't know how to end it or like don't know what to say if you don't want to continue something. But I was just like having fun and again just kind of like finding myself in that zone. And then I got connected through a mutual friend. He just like texted me one day, a friend that I've done some work with in the past. I've known for like many years, not super close or anything, but it was always a guy that I looked up to and really appreciated his work. The little projects that we worked on together, he did a few things for my mom. He was just always a really good guy. And it's kind of weird. This sounds like really weird, but do you have those people in your life that you're really not that close with, but for some reason they like stay top of mind? Like my mom would always ask about him, or I don't know, he's just a good person, and I think that's what it comes down to. So he randomly like texted me, he's like, I have a friend, like I think you guys would really enjoy each other's company, whatever, like can I connect you guys with him, basically. Sent me his Instagram, and before I even saw this man's Instagram, you guys, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Like I already said yes. I said yes before I literally knew what this man looked like at all, just because I was just trying to put myself out there. It didn't matter to me. I've never been on like a dating app or anything like that, so I feel kind of dumb to this whole seen, but I was like, I trust my friend that's like connecting us, and I know he's a good person, so let me just say yes to this. I'm sure it won't hurt. Anyways, he gave him my number and we were texting for a little bit before he asked me on a proper date, which was very sweet. I think this was like one of the first like true proper dates I was asked on, and by that time I saw his Instagram and I was like, oh shit, like this is real. This is a real date. I'm taking this one serious because I thought he was so cute. Came from a really good recommendation. The friend that connected us was a really good person, so I just had like good feelings about it. And the person that connected us was his like childhood best friend. So they're childhood best friends, and I just like worked with him a few times. Have just known him for many years at this point. So we go on our first date. I'm like getting into our full relationship story. He set up a really sweet first date. We did that, and it was just like so sweet, and he's not like a guy I've ever met before. He is, I feel so weird talking about this. Oh my god, I'm sweating. I'm like nervous. He like still makes me nervous and still like gives me butterflies, and we've taken things really slow even though it's been a while now and we are like in a serious relationship, but I think it's like a beautiful thing that I still get like nervous around him and just like talking about it, and oh, it's just a very exciting thing, I guess, and he's just such an amazing person. So we just like clicked after the first date. I stopped seeing all the other people from before, like stopped going on random dates, and it was kind of just like me and him. And this was around like a lot of holidays and too, so we had our first date and then we didn't have our second date until like 2 weeks later, and then we like started hanging out more and more, and that kind of like progressively got like spent more time together. But from our very first date, I like stopped kind of talking to anybody else or like putting myself out there for other people, just because I felt like this true connection. And we like texted every single day since he got my number. We've been texting every day, even before our first date until now. Obviously we're dating, but it was definitely hard for me in the moment to like open myself up. So I was very closed off, and it took me a long time to open up. He made a very comfortable and warm place for me to do that, and he was very patient with me. So yeah, that's kind of like a little hint of background and stuff. I don't know if I will ever be like putting him on my channel. I haven't even let him watch one of my YouTube videos, you guys. I don't know if he has secretly, but he says he hasn't. I'm like so weird about it and nervous about it, and just like I have the biggest crush on this boy still, and I'm like, you cannot watch. I'm too embarrassed for you to watch. So I don't know if he'll ever be on my channel if you see him. I've posted like a couple pictures on my stories of him, but I try and keep things pretty private. And yeah, I just had like some weird things happen with my last relationship being public online. It just like made me feel icky. So keeping this private has really been like a big part of my peace and healing, especially through all the events that happened after that once meeting him, which was kind of crazy to like be in this new relationship and then keep getting knocked down to the floor with all these really serious things in my life. And he was my rock and someone I could fall back on and just like find comfort in him. So I'm very grateful for that, and I feel like we met at the perfect time to support one another through real life, and that's really what a relationship is for. I feel very lucky and I love him so much. That's the story on that I think most people were curious about that I have not shared. So anyways, you guys, this is gonna complete this live update and Q&A. Kind of started on a low note. Now I'm like all giddy and being cutesy. I have a picture frame of us on my desk too that I'm like looking at, and it's just so cute. I keep looking at him. He's like looking me right in the eyes. But anyways, that is going to complete this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave some comments down below. Again, tell me how you guys are doing, how your life has been in general. Are you in your healing era? Are you thriving? Are you dying on the inside? Let me know. We can be honest and vulnerable here as I was today with you guys, and I hope you guys understand like the things that I choose to keep private and then the things that I try to explain to you guys. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always giving me the most support and love and just room to kind of breathe and go through these phases. I know I know I'm not the most consistent, and I know where you guys are coming from with watching my videos for comfort, because it's literally all I do with other YouTubers and other people online. So I want to be here for you, just to like take your mind off things when you watch my videos, or for someone to relate to, or whatever it is that brings something positive to your life by watching my videos. That's what I want to be here for. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button so you are updated on every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.